Ahoy there, Legion! Today is the day of the Devstream, so you know I got a recap and review for you. First things first, Acolytes. Starting August 7th, all platforms will have a few days to mingle with your favorite rare mod pinatas. These do not last long, and you are effectively fighting your fellow Tenno for limited spawns. Keep an eye out for that event. If this is your first romp with them, or you just want a refresher, I should have a guide up somewhere on how they'll work. I'll put up in the cards about now. Speaking of all platforms, the Switch version is getting worked on. No real details to show, but to polish off that topic, Console Squad. Now technically this was on prime time and not the Devstream, so there's bonus info for you. But update 23.3.1 is aiming to be sent to cert next week, and it'll include Nidus Deluxe as well as the rest of the Tenno-Gen Round 12. No 13 for you for some reason, but rest assured it is not forgotten and will be on the way eventually. Now for the two biggies. Corpus Gas tileset rework and Melee 3.0. I'm gonna be honest, neither of these impressed me, and I'm not really looking forward to either of them in their current state. Now I might like them after they tweak it, all I can say is what I saw, and for now. As for the tileset, while some might see a great new area to parkour, all I see is negative space. Look at how massive yet empty this area is. At this point, you're basically playing an Arcwing space level on foot. There's almost nothing to interact with. For another example of just big old wasted space, look at how long it takes to go out and come back from this section of the level. There's nothing even to do once you go that far out. What's the point? Overall, it doesn't really offer much in terms of variety. Parkour is fun when we are zipping through levels making shortcuts by our own design. Here it is so barren that you can only really do one thing to get from A to B. And when they do offer variety, it's a very clunky functionality. In this particular area, Assassin's Creed handles this type of movement much better. Now obviously they're going to be coming back to work on it some more before it releases. This is far from finished, but that I'm comparing any game's movement being better than Warframe's at all is a sign in itself. In summary, I already await the minimap errors and enemy AI that won't be able to navigate these changes and the inevitable spawn rate issues that's going to cause. As for Melee 3.0, it's in a somewhat better place, but they were quick to say it's only 50% done. So let's open up that conversation saying it's delayed. That's a good start. Now this is somewhat curious, as last Devstream, that was 2 weeks ago, they said it was nearly finished then and would be shown off with Revenant in this stream. Well, I know things can happen, and I actually think DE and myself were expecting a bit more polish than what was shown. You know how you write something down and you think it looks perfect, only you start to read it out loud and notice all the problems with it you missed? Yeah, I think that's what happened live here. Let's start the waters off smooth. Melee will have 3 standard combos that change depending on if you're stationary, moving, or blocking. Each weapon handles differently, but a common theme was the blocking combo is going to be a gap closer. Why not just do a spin attack instead of implementing this on every weapon? I'm not sure, but there you go. We already knew heavy attacks are replacing channeled attacks, so those are just gone now. Now there are a lot of questions they purposely did not address, and I'll let you speculate on why that is, but they're aiming to make a dev workshop post on the forums with more information on specifics and details, like how channeling mods might change and how mods in general will factor into all these changes coming up. But in essence, for all the comparisons to Dynasty Warriors the combat has had over the years, DE is making Melee work virtually like Dynasty Warriors. Dual wielding secondaries and one-handed melees will work for all weapons of those types. Certainly didn't on the stream, but it will apparently once it goes live. Combos will work mid-air. I don't see how that has nearly any beneficial value in the current gameplay offered, but hey, it's a thing. Maybe with the big spiders on Venus? I don't know, but at one point they even floated an enemy in Bastille to show how an air combo could work, but all the attacks just shoved it away, so beautiful. Slam attacks will remain, but heavy slam attacks will allow you to choose where to land. If you've played Saints Row 4 or virtually any game with a similar mechanic, you know how it's gonna work. Only, this is where things got weird, as the tuning for this was rather slidey. There's a slowdown that kicks in on gravity while you're aiming and gliding, and it just doesn't look right. They followed that up with my old favorite Fang, essentially to show all weapon classes, even the long neglected ones, are going to be getting some love. Finally, for the tidbits, Vauban Deluxe was shown again, but a moment of silence for Mr. Vitalius, as the only thing they mentioned about Vauban getting his abilities dusted off was a single line. You can charge his balls now, so they do more damage and have an increased proc chance. So, I'm gonna press F in the chat on that one. Not to be outdone, Nyx is getting the exact same non-treatment. While they say she isn't forgotten, let's see what they got in store for the last. She'll still have mind control, might be able to empower them somehow. She might lose psychic bolts in place of a new ability that is, and I quote, a new power that's a debuff in some category. If you have any ideas, post them in the forums. Oh, so now our suggestions matter, huh? That's really convenient. I think I'm gonna wrap this one up before I start a rant. So until next time, Legion, thank you for watching, and take care.